right, you guys, we're going to be talking about surface area of a prism. And we've done several bell work problems that we talked about this, the professions that would need to be able to calculate surface area. Remember we talked about companies that make boxes, cereal, hamburger helper. They come out two-dimensional and then they get folded up to make them 3D. That's what a prism is. Remember, if I'm a professional present wrapper, which I'm not because I'm terrible at wrapping, that would be a profession. So you should be able to draw a net from a prism and then calculate the surface area of a prism. And remember, I told you this formula is not given to you, so you kind of really need to memorize the formula based on where it comes from. So remember, a net takes the 3D object and turns it into 2D. Remember, it comes out on the conveyor system as a flat surface, two-dimensional. So remember, and I'm going to highlight these if I can. Remember, we have how many of them, how many faces? Well, let's talk about how many faces are there. Well, if you go all the way around, there are 4 faces, and then the top and the bottom are the bases, so there are really 6 of them, okay? There's 1 front and 1 back. Well, look at the dimensions of this. This would be the length, and this one above it, or to the side of it, has to be the height because it's the same one there. So I'm going to draw 2 of those. I'm going to draw one right here. And this would be my length, and that would be my height. Okay? And then there's going to be another one. It's going to be connected here. That again is the length and the height. And then let's look at the one back here. See this one in green? That's the width and the height, and there are 2 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. There's going to be one right here, which we know is the width and the height, and there's another one right here that's the width and the height. Okay? And then we have 2 bases, the top and the bottom. Well, if you notice, that length is the same one up there, and this one right here is going to be the same as the width. So I'm going to draw the top and the bottom on there, which would be like this. That's the length right here and the width right here. And then another one right here, the length and the width. So that's 6 faces. Remember, we talked about in class, to find the area of that one rectangle, we take length times width, but in this case, it's length times height, which there are 2 of those, so I take it times 2. Plus, then this one, it's width times height, but there are 2 of those. Plus, then we have 2 of these that are length times width. So that leads us to the formula for surface area. Just remember, always get every combination of the 2 numbers in there. Length times width, length times height, and width times height. And there are always 2 of these. So remember the formula, okay? And that's always measured in square units. That's putting everything around the outside, all the area of the surfaces. All right, so now we're going to talk about the volume of they're going to say right rectangular prism because it always comes together. The height is always going to be at a 90-degree angle with the base. Volume, remember, is how much it can hold. We have keywords like capacity, fill. Sorry, guys. Contain. Okay, and the formula, and this one's given on the reference sheet, the volume of a prism is length times width times height. Okay, so we're going to find the surface area, and then we're going to also find the volume. So if you're going to draw this net out, let's just sketch it real quick. We have 2 of them that look like this. So 2 of the front and back. That's 2 1/2. And then this side is the same as that side, which is 4 1/2, or 4 1/4, sorry. There'd be another one back here. Same dimensions, 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. Then we have this one connected. Okay, so that's in there, and that's not going to be drawn to scale. Sorry, guys. That's 3 inches there. And again, that's 4 1/4. There's another one back there. It's not drawn to scale. 3 inches by 4 1/4. Then we have the top and the bottom. Okay, the top and the bottom. That would be 2 1/2. And then this, that's 2 1/2. This side's going to be the same as that one, which is 3. Same thing down here, 2 1/2 by 3. So to find the surface area, we're going to take 2 of them, 2 times 2 1/2 times 4 1/4, plus we're going to take 2 of them that are 3 times 4 1/4, plus we have 2 of them that are 2 1/2 by 3. Okay, let's just look at this. Okay, if they let you use a calculator, change these to decimals. So we're going to go ahead and make this surface area equals 2 times 2.5 times 4.25 plus 2 times 3 times 4.25 plus 2 times 2.5 times 3. Okay, punch that into your calculator, your Desmos calculator, and you get the surface area is 61.75. Area is always measured in units square, so it's square inches. Okay, we're going to go ahead and find the volume. The formula for volume, how much it can hold and how much it contains, length times width times height. Well, we're going to say it's 2 1/2 times 3 times 4 1/4, so change them to decimals. So 2.5 times 3 times 4.25, and plug it into your Desmos calculator. And you get 31.875, and this is cubic inches because it's how much it holds. Okay, last problem. It says find the volume of my cereal box. I love Cocoa Puffs. So it's saying find the volume. Do we have the length, the width, and the height? We sure do. So I'm just going to call this the length, this one the width, and this one the height. So the volume equals length times width times height. So the volume is going to be 11.6 times 6.1 inches times 16.2 inches. Okay, it's going to come out to be cubic inches, so plug it in your calculator. And you get the volume is 1,146 and 312 thousandths, and it's inches cubed. All right, the next question says General Mills only fills a cereal box 70% full. What's the volume? Well, we already know our volume is 1,146.312 cubic inches. And if they only fill it 70% full, remember we're going to change 70% to a decimal and multiply. So we are going to take this times, move it back 2 places, 0.7, or I could write 0.70. So the volume, what that cereal box is going to hold, is going to be 802.4184 cubic inches. Make sense? All right. Make sure you're writing the notes down. I'm going to be checking them.